Every single person who condones this cop killing this kid in Ferguson, Missouri is a complete piece of crap. That any person that could possibly condone this thing is so controlled by the media and the government that they have completely focused now on the riot or the protests and totally forgot about this cop that murdered this kid. That's their whole deal. These people know what they're doing. And black people don't understand any of it. Okay? They just get sucked right in. Every time. They never wise up. They never realize, whoa, there's no justice. That's absurd and ridiculous. At this point in time, after Rodney King, where they walked those cops out, after Zimmerman, where they walked him out because the judge prevented the jury from finding a guilty to convict this guy, Zimmerman. And he plainly just murdered this kid. Okay? Who the fuck is he? Oh, he looks suspicious. Really. In other words, you could just look at somebody in about 4 seconds, come to the conclusion that they look suspicious, and nobody even thinks twice about it. This is 46 calls that Zimmerman made that were totally bogus. There was nobody that committed any crime. None. 46. And the judge refused to allow that. And she picked a different number, was 6. Why 6? I mean, how do you pick a number arbitrarily when it's 46? Any number. I don't care if it's 45 or 2 or whatever it is. It's bogus. So why would you do it? Why would a judge prevent the jury from knowing what happened with this guy just keeps calling? And the cops, they never think twice about it. That's the amazing part. That's how stupid and incompetent these cops were. And the same thing is here in Bridgeport. The dumbest cops, I can't imagine that they even have a job at all. Especially this chief of police here, Joe Gaudette. What a screwball. I mean, this whole thing is unbelievable. So, this is where we're at. And that's all there is to it. So white people are just a bunch of hypocritical screwball weirdos who don't, oh, that's another big deal, okay? Besides this case here, that they're condoning this cop. White people condone this cop's murdering this kid because he's black. Jesus, that is pathetic, sick, outrageous, ignorant, stupid, just awful, crazy, psychotic. That's the entire white race in the United States of America. Yeah, that's it, okay? They don't want to know what happened, that George Bush actually created a conspiracy, an unbelievable conspiracy to put in explosive into those buildings to bring them down on top of those people who were in there, including the firefighters, who don't want to know. Wait a minute. Why don't they want to? They're saying that their brothers, their 342 brothers, were murdered by Osama bin Laden. Who? That's ridiculous. He was murdered by. They were murdered by George Bush, and I can prove it. And I filed a federal case in court, which of course was dismissed. And that includes, by the way, Flight 77 did not hit the Pentagon. Period. It was a missile fired by our military. Who could fire a missile? Osama bin Laden? Huh? No. And that plane was taken. Somebody was in that plane before it took off, because that person had to take that plane to wherever the secret location was. because it didn't hit the Pentagon. It disappeared. So they took it to a secret location and just murdered everybody on the plane. Okay? So somebody had to be on the plane to know where to fly it. To the spot where they were going to murder everybody. Well, what's that? What's that big deal? It's only 65 people compared to 2,700 in New York that they just crushed. Boop! Exploded out. And that's it, okay? So this case with Brown, Michael Brown, that's par for the course here, okay? And they're not going to arrest this guy and they're going to pay him. What are you for this murder? And they're making believe, oh, they don't know the probable cause. They have to see the. Listen, let me tell you something. Unless you're just a complete dunce, the first day you found out about the 6 shots, about the Tiparillos, the whole works, okay? So we knew all that, and now the autopsy just confirms that. But the point of it is that cop should have been locked right up right there and then. Okay, there's the cop, there's the bullets, there's the victim laying on the ground dead. All right, and unless that cop could have come up with some incredible facts that he was in danger, forget about it. He just flat murdered that kid. There was no indication whatsoever. How could the cop possibly be in danger? He's got a car, he's got a gun, he's got handcuffs, he's got all kinds of stuff, and especially he's got a radio, so he can get all kinds of cops, okay? He could just take off in the cop car. He was not in danger in any possible way. So murdering that kid just was murder, pure and simple, without any particular reason. So this cop is just a complete screwball, psychotic wacko, okay? And the chief of police, first of all, we know he's no good because he's harboring the cop. I don't care about his 6 fucking years. It doesn't prove shit, okay? And furthermore, no telling how many complaints that could be made against any cop, because I made them. Here in Bridgeport, they get just squashed. There's no complaint, none, that is actually handled reasonably and legitimately, okay? I want you to look at this book because this book was written after an experience you'll never have, nobody here, okay? And it exposes this screwed up, whacked out system that it has no integrity. Anybody that says there's integrity to the justice system in America is just full of crap or stupid or just doesn't have a clue. Okay? So that's where we're at. And we're just going in circles because the black people, they don't understand. They're just suckers, chumps for this bullshit that completely switches the intent. See, they're just making those riots or protest, whatever. Protests, okay? Protests. And so they're saying, well, we're going to keep protesting until you arrest this guy. But that keeps all the attention on the protest. The media now is just focused on the protest. And so what they're doing, they don't realize how they're completely undermining their entire issue, which is justice, by arresting and convicting this cop, Darren Wilson. And they've got the intention now on themselves for this freaking riot, which won't help anything. Or demonstration, whatever you want to call it. I don't care. They got the First Amendment. So go ahead and use it. But elect another government that's legitimate. Spend time with that. Don't just walk around and with some signs like, okay, That ain't going to do anything at all. It's not going to help anything any which way possible. So there we go. We're just spinning around, down, down, down. The great hypocrisy, and that's all there is to it. Nobody can think straight. The whole thing is just a complete bust out. And good night, good luck. This whole country is just a total disaster. Getting worse and worse. With this government just taking bribes right in front of everybody, and they're too stupid in a trance to even understand that part. Okay? It's just complete corruption. And good night.